Scams. We think of them as part of our everyday modern world. But conning people has been around far longer than you might think. Here's a look at 5 amazing cons or scams in history.
Let's dig into this.
Gregor MacGregor was a Scottish officer in the British Army who went on to join the fight for Venezuelan independence, where he quickly became a general.
By 1822, MacGregor was recruiting settlers in Britain for Poyais, in modern-day Honduras, claiming he had been named cazique, or king, of the colony, by the king of the Mosquito Coast. He described the colony as a paradise, with rivers full of gold for the taking. People couldn't give MacGregor their money fast enough. He quickly hired ships and sent them on their way, pocketing a great deal of cash.
The following year, 50 survivors returned to Britain, reporting that Poyais was a swampy jungle, not the beautiful paradise they had been promised. MacGregor fled to France and tried his scheme again, but was charged with fraud. He would roam the next decade to sell his paradise, but eventually returned to Venezuela, where he died in 1845.
In the 1700s, Barbara Ernie was known as Golden Booze. She was from Liechtenstein and had a great con going.
The stout woman would show up at an inn for the night, carrying a large heavy trunk she claimed was very valuable and needed to be kept in a secure room. The innkeepers happily obliged, surely thinking they had a rich, important woman spending the night.
But after the inn went quiet for the night, Barbara Ernie's partner in crime, said to be a small man, would pop out of the trunk and clear out everything valuable he could find. The two would then disappear.
The con worked, reportedly for 15 years before Ernie was arrested in 1784. Barbara Ernie was the last person executed in Liechtenstein, beheaded in front of a crowd of at least 1,000 for her long-running con. Her accomplice has never been identified.
In April of 1817, a beautiful but disoriented young woman showed up in the tiny town of Almondsbury, England. She spoke in a foreign language and would only sleep on the floor. The town didn't know what to make of the girl or what to do with her.
She was sent to Bristol and ended up in the local jail for vagrancy. And while she was there, a fellow prisoner who was a sailor said he recognized her language. She was Princess Caribou of Javasu, captured by pirates, jumping ship and swimming to shore to escape, ending up in Almondsbury.
Caribou was released to the care of the local magistrate Samuel Worrell and his wife, who were more than delighted to have royalty in their home. Princess Caribou swam naked, was adept with a bow and arrow, and wrote in her native language. The Worrells and the whole town threw parties and provided clothes made to her description, treating her with the respect she deserved. They even had a portrait made, and the image was published in newspapers far and wide, with the story of the kidnapped princess.
A woman recognized Princess Caribou from the papers and informed the town that she was really Mary Wilcox, a cobbler's daughter from Devon. While many were angry, Mary was able to make a living for a time putting on a live show about her life. By 1829, she was married and had a daughter, but was selling leeches in the area's infirmary. Mary died in 1864 after a fall and is buried in Hebron Road Cemetery in Bristol under her real married name, Mary Baker. You may have heard of Princess Caribou. A 1994 film starring Phoebe Cates was based on Mary's story.
Ferdinand de Mara is known today as the Great Impersonator, thanks to a 1959 book and 1961 movie starring Tony Curtis. He was born in 1921, and by the time he was 20 had quit high school and run away several times, joining the U.S. Army and going AWOL soon after. Then he joined the Navy as a hospital corpsman, and soon faked his own death to run from that.
With no education, de Mara would not be the important professional man he apparently wanted to be, so he decided to become someone else. He became Dr. French, a psychologist, and within a short time became the Dean of School of Psychology at Gannon College in Pennsylvania. He left that position after being accused of forging checks.
De Mara stole the name and credentials of another man and joined the Canadian Navy as a physician. He managed to treat patients aboard the Cayuga during the Korean War, apparently speed reading medical books in his room before performing 16 surgeries, including successful leg amputation. He later founded a college in Maine, but quickly left when it wasn't named after him. It's now called Walsh University.
In 1952, he sold his story to Life magazine and became well known. Trying to go straight, he worked menial jobs until he decided to become a prison guard in Huntsville, Texas. He was recognized by a prisoner from the magazine story and ended up on the other side of the bars as an inmate.
After his stint in jail, Damara made appearances on popular TV shows for a while and acted as a visiting chaplain at Good Samaritan Hospital in Orange County, California for many years. He died in 1982 at the age of 60.
A man named George C. Parker may be the most successful con man in U.S. history. Under various pseudonyms, he has sold U.S. landmarks to unsuspecting buyers looking to make big money.
We don't even know how many times Parker sold the Brooklyn Bridge. He would convince a buyer that putting up toll booths would make them millionaires, and disappear when he got paid. When the poor buyer went to put up the booth, the police would run them off.
Parker also had a habit of selling the Statue of Liberty, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and Madison Square Garden. He even set up offices and forged documents to make his sales believable and posed as General Ulysses S. Grant's grandson to sell Grant's tomb.
He was convicted of fraud 3 times and added escape to his crimes in 1908 when he calmly put on the jacket and hat of a sheriff who had set them down and left the courthouse during one of his trials.
In 1928, he was convicted of fraud for a 4th time and given a mandatory sentence of life at Sing Sing prison. His colorful stories made him a favorite of guards and other prisoners. He died in Sing Sing in 1937.
Thanks for watching,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, here's another DragonDen video you might like.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
And you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when our videos come out.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.